Hi, my name is Pamela Mtanga, and this is my audio journal. So, what's in question today? In an age where women are empowered to exist both in their softness and in their strength, we have women who are empowered enough to pick up their cameras and go out into the world and share their lives so beautifully, so aesthetically, but also so confidently. So today, we're sitting down with digital content creators that we love, not only from a Brutal Fruit Spritzer perspective, but from YouTube and on Instagram. Today, I'm sitting with Oyisa and, of course, Tevi. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us, girl.
Oh my goodness, you guys look so good. I like the outfits. I like fashion. So when I'm not in these dresses, I like these vibes. I love these.
This is an ode to you.
The coat is because
Please
of
say it into the camera so that they know. You are absolutely amazing at the things that you do. And I think I want to start with sisterhood. That's where I want to start because I feel that with the Brutal Fruit Spritzer Saturday brunches, what they did bring is the sisterhood. So I see the smiles on camera, but I also see how we're always so willing to fix each other's makeup because I know, for instance, when I go to the tables, you're like, fix your lipstick, fix this, remove this, you know? So I want to talk about sisterhood. What does that mean to you ladies?
I, for one, grew up with no sisters. I'm the only girl. So the only sisterhood I know is obviously cousins and that, but mostly friendship. And outside of friendships that I've made on my own, this space has also brought a lot of sisterhood, a lot of friendship, a lot of fixing each other's crowns. 1,000%,
1,000%. And you,
I'll
what
speak
does
to that as well. I
sisterhood
feel like the
mean?
friendship and like all the girls that I've met through Brutal is a beautiful community that really helps us be our best selves. Because no man is an island. So it is nice to see each other, whether it's behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, strangers, but it's just a beautiful community to have.
Oh, that is so beautiful. And I think the one thing that stands out when it comes to the girlies is the glam. You can never show up with an outfit that is not on point. How do you girls do it? Take me through like a day of organizing an outfit to actually go out into the pink table, for instance. What does that look like? Is it contacting a tailor, going a last minute shopping? What does that look like, getting ready?
Okay, for me, it's not last minute shopping. It takes weeks. It takes weeks because on the day, you're just trying to get everything together in terms of like makeup. So yeah, it takes weeks because I feel like looking my best makes me feel my best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So some people are like, is that heel comfortable? Yes, because I look good. If I look good,
That's what
I
brings me
feel good.
comfort.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my process. It takes weeks.
It takes weeks. And
I
then for you?
think I'm more of a last minute type of girl. bad a trait to have. But I would say if the outfit is like ready on time, there will be something last minute, like shoes or makeup or this or that.
I can agree.
Getting ready is definitely rushed. Trying to get out, but looking good is always a priority. So I'd rather be 5 minutes later, make sure I look good, because the whole day, if Ishia is not sheing the whole day, that's all I'm going to be worried about. And like she said, looking good brings out the best in you. So definitely, there's a lot that goes into getting ready for a espresso tea, but it's also fun. It's also fun. It's fun
because we love glam.
We love glam, fun getting ready. I think when we are in Joburg, the Spritzer Saturdays, it's fun on your own. But like when we go like to the pink table, like we went to Cape Town and we're all getting ready together, it's fun.
Were you all getting ready together in one hotel room? Oh my goodness, I want to be a fly in that room. Because I was getting ready at my place. I wish I could have been there. Like, you know, like, no, Chomi, can I please have a lipstick?
Sharing lipstick, sharing this, sharing that. 1,000%.
I feel like that is like girlhood.
Yes, sisterhood.
You know, sisterhood, girlhood, and you just see it live in action. I hope someone captured that in the videos or living somewhere.
We were in such a hurry. There was no time.
But so I could have been a fly.
Someone there,
That
right?
would have been better to be a fly on the wall. And I love that you mentioned the pink table because I want you guys to walk me through the feeling of getting into the pink table. How does it feel like? How does it look? And what was your first impression? Especially because some of us, it was like, oh, we are not doing a Brutal Fruit Spritzer Saturday brunch anymore. We're now elevating to the pink table. Personally, I didn't know what to expect, but when I walked in, it was breathtaking. But I want you guys to take me through your first impressions.
Like you said, I think it was an elevation.
Yes.
As soon as you walked in, you could see the opulence, the luxury. Yeah, that's the one thing that stood out for me. I was like, this is beautiful.
This is beautiful.
For me, I think it was so thought out. The whole event was so thought out that from getting out of the shuttle into the limo, we were just like, okay, wait a minute.
Yes, there was the limo.
Okay, there was the limo, there was the pink carpet. So everything was just like, wow. You know, whereas it was definitely an elevation from the Spritzer Saturdays, because the Spritzer Saturdays were a bit more relaxed, a bit more, you know, and that was just like, wow, okay, you know, it was giving Hollywood.
It was giving Hollywood.
Hollywood.
It was giving Hollywood. And then I want to get into that particular day. What did you hope that people take away from it? Because I know on social media there was a bit of confusion and there was a lot of talk, but what did you hope that people take away from the actual experience, even if you were not there, even if you were there? What did you hope that people could take away from that experience based on your experience? Leaving there, how did you feel?
You know, I think, not to compare, but with Spritzer Saturday and because we've had Spritzer Saturdays with Brutal Fruit for so long, that it's always about sisterhood, it's about girlhood, it's always about having fun with your girls, having fun with your bestie, you know, and listening to Pamela Mtanga make a noise the whole day type of thing. So it's always a fun event. So I expected the same, that it's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of girlhood, there's going to be a lot of sisterhood. So the glitz and the glam and everything is just like a plus. But mostly it's fun, it's sisterhood, it's enjoying the music, enjoying the food, enjoying the drinks. So I think I did not have any expectations because I did not know what to expect. I was quite nervous. But what I did take away is that even though it has elevated from the brunches to now the pink table, it's still the same girlhood and sisterhood and fun vibe that we are used to from the Spritzer Saturdays.
100%. And you, what did you hope people would take away?
It's like Spritzer Saturday, sorry to cut you off, but it's an expansion because we are growing as individuals, but it is Spritzer Saturday on a different level. So it is the sisterhood, it's everything. It's taking ourselves so seriously that we want to celebrate ourselves. I feel like that's what I took from it, is that yes, we're going to do this because we can. And it was, a beautiful community, I could say that.
100%. And I want to get into more personal. Now, I know we've gone to the brand stuff. I want to get into more personal. Like, what does celebrating yourself look like for you when you've achieved a particular milestone? You have worked with your favorite brand. Even a brand reaching out to you and noticing you, and it's like, oh, this is a luxury brand, if they notice me. Or just reaching a milestone on Instagram. I have 100K followers. I have 50K followers this month. How do you celebrate yourself? Because I personally struggle to celebrate myself.
Yes. I think it's I've taken it quite seriously and I've tried to make it a big deal, right? Because I feel like with these events that we go to, we make that a big deal in terms of glam and everything. So when it comes to these milestones, it is important to do that. And like you said, sometimes you don't want to do it, but your girls are like, girl, you just did 10 years in the industry. Let's do something for you. Or a certain amount of followers, or this is your favorite brand. It's about showing up for that as well. It doesn't have to be showing up only for work. You're showing because you've been working. Do you know what I mean? So yes, I think
I feel dragged right now. I feel dragged. And you, how do you celebrate yourself? What does that look like? What does that ritual look like? I've just achieved this thing. Take me through it.
I think for me, the end of the year reflection thing, I did a YouTube video about it where I was reflecting on my year and my wins throughout the year, and I had a moment where I was like, you know what, I haven't celebrated any of this. Every time I accomplish something, it's like, okay, what's next?
On to the next one.
What's next? What are we doing now? You know, there's never a moment where you just sit down and be like, wow, I've come so far. So this year I was like, you know what, this time, everything I accomplished, I'm going to like actually celebrate it. And I feel like I kind of did it too much. That now there's no what's next. Now there's no what's next. Now it's no, but I accomplished this, so let me just enjoy that for a while. Right, that's what I keep telling myself. Like, life is short. Let me just celebrate it. So I think there's a lot of celebration this year. There's a lot of celebrating myself. There's a lot of accomplishments. So there's a lot of celebrations. So it's just like,
right.
girl,
A lot of
wins on.
accomplishments.
So I think I've taken celebrating myself quite seriously. And man, I'm young and I'm vibrant, so
I'm young and I'm vibrant. That is the affirmation. I'm young and I'm vibrant. What can I
celebrating
say?
is definitely going out with the girls, having fun with the girls, you know, just leaving the house, leaving my real life to go celebrate.
Yes.
And
Yes. And I want to get into the different roles that we assume in our lives. And I'll start with you because you're a mom, you're a wife, you're a friend, you're a daughter, you all of these roles. How do you show up for all of them? And how do you know that, okay, cool, I've done enough here, you know, or they'll forgive me, I can't show up right now. How does that look like, showing up in your life as the different roles that you assume as a woman?
I haven't really mastered that, hey. I think I'm just taking life as it comes. I think what gives me reassurance that I'm doing a good job with taking it as it comes is that my son is growing up and he's a happy child. My friends are happy. Like everybody around me is okay. So I'm like, let me just not, I don't want to overthink it and overdo it. I'm just taking it as it comes. And it also helps because I have a lot of anxiety. So it helps calm my anxiety down that let me just take things as they come. So I think it's not conventional to have a mom who is a content creator. So it is quite a different life that his peers, that he's living. He's living quite a different life to his peers. But I mean, we're living, we're all alive. We're all doing well. We're all great. So yeah.
I love that. And you, what do the different roles look for you? And how do you show up for them on a daily basis?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a mom, so maybe it's a bit easier for me because I'm like single. But I will say returning
She says she's single.
Oh, no, not single like that, child. Single at home affairs.
I was just a girl. Newly single.
Can do something for you.
we can. I know a couple of guys.
Anyway, as I was saying, I feel like what really helps me show up as a better friend, better daughter, better partner is returning to self. I feel like when I fulfill myself, I show up better. I'm not as snappy, as anxious. You know what I mean? I'm my best self. So getting hobbies, doing things by myself makes me a better person.
True.
And I feel like people enjoy me more. I bring more to the table, you know, to have a conversation. It's the pink table.
The big table.
Yeah, honestly, because I feel like when I start prioritizing other people solely and they're my primary thing, it just doesn't feel as fulfilling on both ends. Yeah.
It doesn't feel fulfilling. And what does success look like for you as a woman in the 21st century? What does success look like for you?
Oh, that answer is going to change every decade, I think.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
18-year-old me thought I'd be married right now. You know what I'm saying? But
Where
just
is
because
it?
I'm not, I don't feel unsuccessful.
That's
right now, I
amazing.
feel like success for me is being intentional about trying things out and making myself happy. I don't know if that answer will be the same when I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? Like what you were saying about the end of the year, looking at all these things that you did. Reflecting makes you realize how much you've worked. You know what I mean? Being in the moment, sometimes you don't feel like you're doing a lot, but you are. So yeah.
Oh, that is incredible. And what does accomplishment means to you? When do you feel like you have arrived?
I'd say like accomplishment, when I feel like I've accomplished something, it's like in how content I feel in the moment. If I'm just looking at myself and I'm like, okay, wow, you've done it. Like you're good. I think for me, man, I come from far, okay? So to be here now, it's okay, you're doing good, you're doing well. I think I affirm myself a lot. And I think it goes with a lot of kosakas, like,
Yes, you have to.
So I affirm myself a lot that, girl, you're good. Even if like there's something that I was aiming to achieve and I didn't get to achieve it, I'm like, I was doing it, it wasn't true.
Yes.
Let's move on to the next thing.
There's so much peace in telling yourself something that was not yours.
Wasn't yours.
Fine.
There's so much peace in that. And I think with me, especially because I haven't been on TV in like 1.5 to 2 years now. And I have done auditions. Don't get me wrong. I've done auditions, but I just didn't cut it. But like, I don't come back and be like, oh my goodness, that was mine. I really believe that it was not mine.
It wasn't.
It's literally quite
Because
the
if it was
opposite.
yours, you would have gotten it.
You would have gotten it. You know, I've gotten auditions where I'm just like, I suck. This is actually bad. This audition, I'm actually doing whack at it. And the director is like, do it again. do it again. She's like, do it
Yeah.
again. And and that's what life is about. And I love that you share the same sentiments. I want to ask you, Tebi, I think you're a person that got introduced to us within the industry through a popular friend. And I think that is such a beautiful thing, because what I loved about you, even in the beginning, that like you are very clear that I don't want to be an influencer right now. Even your page was private. Even the page was private.
Flag for that.
Yes,
Like,
even your
we
page.
wanna see.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think your friend used to call you Tebi the face. Oh, and it's just like, she's so pretty. Why isn't she out?
Still am.
Why? Why isn't she out there? Why isn't she creating content? When did it switch for you? When you're just like, actually, I want to create content. I'm being very intentional that this is the switch that I am making.
Like what you said, when it felt like the right time for me. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And at the time, it was a great time to be with my friend. We're just being friends. And everyone was saying I should do it. And I'm so glad I didn't, because I would have been doing it with no direction.
Just because also you have access to this crowd that wants you just because of.
So I
the
feel like I
reference.
prayed about it, and once God aligned me with it, the opportunities, Brutal started working with me, it felt like my thing. I didn't feel like a friend of, it didn't feel like someone else was also telling me what to do.
Yeah.
So once it became personal, I feel like it also became more successful because I was intentional about it.
Yes.
But yeah, I did it when it was the right time.
And tell me about that time when Brutal Fruit Spritzer reached out to you, because it's one of your first brands, hey? And it's also massive.
Huge.
Yes, that's huge. It's just like, it's huge. Oh, girl, you don't
Especially for someone who wasn't trying to take content.
Exactly.
It was quite affirming. It
was
was
quite
very, very
affirming,
affirming,
yeah.
because I was like, okay, girl, you got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's also beautiful to hear from your friends and your peers that you should do something. But there is something about like a corporate or a brand affirming you and wanting to work with you, because they're not saying it because they're your friend. They see the
Yes.
value in a different way. You
In
know
a
what I'm
different
saying? So
way.
that was beautiful to see. And I was
And
like,
it felt right.
yes.
And you tell me about the time, I think, when you first turned on the YouTube camera.
Oof.
How was that for you? When you first turned on the, how many years has it been now?
2019, six.
Go down. That is so good.
Funny enough, I also started YouTube because I saw a popular friend do it, and she was doing makeup tutorials and I was like, oh, I can do this. I like makeup. Let me try it. I did not think to monetize. I wasn't going into it to monetize it. I wasn't going to make a career out of it. It was just seeing somebody do. It's like seeing somebody wearing a really nice jacket and you just want the jacket also. So it was, why can't I just get into it? And it skyrocketed to a point where I think when I got my first 1,000 subscribers, I was like, hi guys, what do you see? Like, all 1,000 of you here, why are you here? Like, because I was just like, guys, I was just picking up my camera, just, recording. I didn't think it's serious. Now it's serious, But it was just out of pure wanting to do something that I see other people do. And it just skyrocketed from there. And then I was like, oh, this looks like a career.
And it became one.
It became a career.
And it became one. Take me through one of the first brands that you worked with, without mentioning it. Take me through one of the first brand campaigns. Did you feel even worthy to be approached by that brand? How did that feel? And putting out your content, how was the reception?
So in the beginning, I did the approaching. I did the approaching, and the first brand the first brand I worked with was a makeup brand, and I had approached them and they were like, oh yes, we'd love to work with you. And now this is a student who gets an allowance from my mom, and now I have to save up to buy a mascara, and now I'm going to get sent a box of expensive makeup. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
So it was quite exciting. It was affirming as well. It was, okay, so I'm actually doing something. Still at that point, didn't think to make it a career. To me, it was just fun. It was just, let's get it. Let's do it. Okay, I have more now to play with when I'm recording my makeup tutorials, instead of just the normal things that I could afford for myself. Now I'm getting sent stuff. So it was quite affirming, and then as brands started approaching me, still the same reaction I had with 1,000 subscribers, that Nisha, You guys sure you want to work with me? Okay, sure. And I think even now I still have that sometimes when I get approached by brands, even Brutal Fruit. I'm like, are you guys like sure? Like
sure.
Me,
Little
it's
old
me. It's me, But it is affirming. It is affirming. It helps you. It helps you realize that you're actually doing a good job, even though you didn't think you're doing a good job. Other people see the good job that you're doing.
And you belong.
And you
literally belong. And you deserve a seat at the table. And I think it happens to the best of us sometimes when you get a call or someone even recognizing you, and it's like, are you sure? Me? Are you sure? Don't take it back, but like, are you sure? Are you sure? Me? It's such a beautiful moment when you actually start to realize that I actually deserve and I can be here. I can exist within these spaces. And I think that's what the message that we have carried through when it comes to the Brutal Fruit Spritzer Saturday brunches going into the pink table. As luxurious as it may look, it is for every type of woman, whether she works at the call center, whether she is a doctor, whether she is unemployed, whether she is just a daughter just trying to get through life. She belongs to be, she belongs to that table. And I want to talk about more on the women empowerment side and the things that we actually don't talk about as women. I want to get into those conversations. What conversations do you think women should have a bit more?
Sure.
We have to be empowered to have these conversations because only then will we grow, only then will we kind of see forward.
I would say, first of all, outside of like the fun Brutal Fruit spritzer and the pink table, I think a lot of conversations we are not having as women is in terms of our health. Women's health, especially because it's shamed a lot. It's shamed that we're very shy to speak about things that we feel, things that are happening to us, and we're just like, oh my gosh, they're going to, and now there's these hygiene Olympics happening online.
Hygiene Olympics.
Oh my goodness, that I'm cleaner, I'm cleaner, I do this, oh my gosh.
I steam, I do this.
I wipe a couch before I sit down. So now people get shy to speak about certain things because they feel like, oh, will people think I'm dirty? Will people think this? Whereas if you could just have the conversation, you'd realize it's so normal. What you're going through is completely normal. So definitely health, definitely friendship. I think we are at the age where friendships are, and 100%. Just speaking about it, you could feel quite differently. Maybe you were wrong in the situation, and just speaking about it, and it's like, no, maybe don't look at friendships like that. How about looking at friendships this way, that and the other? When we talk about such things like friendships and that, we always want to be the victim in the situation.
Oh, my goodness. We always are like she did this to me.
Yes, and we. Usually as the listener, we don't really say, but I was wrong or what? There you were.
But I feel like that's what's missing though.
Yes.
You were wrong
there.
You were wrong. You
should so much, but
instead of like, I told me shit.
Exactly.
Told me. Yes. And no, it was you.
Exactly. So friendships and women's health, I think those need to have a bigger voice.
Yes. And I think the other day, Lupita Nyong'o spoke about having fibroids. And I was just like, wait, what? And then she said, I think 1 in 10 women. I'm like, there is no way. I've never heard of anyone who has said, I have fibroids. It's probably, we don't speak about these things. Yeah. So I agree with you with that.
I feel like the conversation's also very, like you said, in terms of hygiene, it's like in a misogynistic way. We're not speaking about our organs and everything. We're speaking about how to appeal to the male gaze. As instead of maybe realizing that there's 1 in 10 women who have this, which is deadly, could be deadly to have these fibroids. You know what I'm saying? Girl, having a little discharge now will kill you. Like, let's not have that conversation as much. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yes, let's say that too.
And you, what other conversations do you think we should be having more and you feel like?
Right now, I will say maybe reminding women, I think women already know this, that they are ambitious, but reminding them that it's okay to be. Because I feel like now in media, there's a lot of like this conservative, like going
let's
back
go
into
back.
That.
It's like, let's go back into...
I need the girl child, I need women to be very okay with being in school, very okay with being independent and having their own goals, you know what I'm saying? And it's okay to want a partner who's equally yoked, but I don't think he should be the only yoked, you know what I'm saying? I think we're in a time, the women before us fought for this, where we can have our own shows, have our own platforms, and I think embracing us. I think we need to have more of that because, touch and go right now.
It is
People
touch
are not
and
trying
go.
to highlight that. Yeah.
Guys, I'm just like, you guys are actually getting into it, because I think when it comes to ambition, it has become that on socials where, no, I want a husband who works. I want them to do everything for me. Look at so-and-so, they've been provided for. And then people will point out, do you recognize that just by them recording this content, they're actually getting paid for it?
Exactly.
You know, they actually are getting paid. So they're not just chilling at home and waiting for the husband to provide. And I love that you get into that conversation, because there's nothing wrong with being ambitious.
I think it's also quite dangerous to be dependent on someone solely. In every spectrum of it. It's quite dangerous. And I think speak on that as well, you know what I'm saying? So go to school, like do what you want to do. It doesn't have to be school. Start the business, whatever it is. But yeah.
Don't
Be
just wait for the
empowered
man.
to do something. Be empowered to do something. What do you think about the pressures of social media off the back of that, where now your favorite influencer or your favorite creator or celebrity lives a certain type of lifestyle, and you feel like, one, they're either pressuring everyone else to do it just by existing on social media. Like, oh, I don't do this. Unless a man does this, I'm not doing that. Or unless my friends do this, I'm canceling them. You know, how do you feel about that social media pressure and how it's affecting the rest of us as the consumers of that content?
Child, that's a tricky one. I was gonna say I don't agree with the whole like pressure, because I feel like someone existing doesn't mean you have to mirror what they're doing. I think you have to find your own voice and have independent thoughts to cipher through what relates to you and what doesn't. So maybe that should be more the thing. Like if you're raising girls, I'm a huge fan of Beyonce, but I'm not like putting her on a pedestal where everything she does is what I align with. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's also with how I've been raised. I was just raised to be me. You're you can like everyone else, but you're you, and what do you want? So it is cool that some people are housewives, and that is okay. Some people are Beyonce, like whatever it is, but what do I want?
What do you want?
I think it's very dangerous for the consumer to see us or see people on social media and want to mimic that.
Yeah.
Because what happens in 10 years, we change what we're doing. You can't keep going with the wave.
Yeah, so bring back individuality.
Yes. I'm very big on that. I'm like, think.
Think for yourself. And you?
I think I'm of the stance that, and it's a common phrase now, that social media is not real life. So we only pick up the camera for that little while, whereas there's so many hours in a day. You don't know what's happening throughout the day. I strongly believe that it's touch and go, because like young girls are watching these people on social media live a certain life, and I'm also of the stance that, man, not everybody's supposed to be a role model. You know, at home, there's people at home, you have adults at home, you see people. Choose a role model more relatable. You can't choose a role model because they bought an LV bag. Now that person is your role model. You know, be realistic in your role models. Get good role models. Now, even us as people who have young girls in our families, and we let them know that, okay, it's cute that your favorite creator now bought a beautiful LV bag. However, now let's be back to reality. How did she get there? How can you get there? You know,
in your own way.
How can you get? Okay, you're admiring the LV bag, so let's see how can you get there. Then you get into those conversations. So I do believe us as women, also in society, for the little girls, we have a duty, for lack of a better term, to try help them realize that social media is not the only way. Like, it's not the way, the truth, and the life. Yes. Sure, we can't cut them off from seeing social media, and social media works. You know, like we are having careers now because of social media. However, there's many ways to get there. It's not only through social media and like how now everybody is creating content and whatever. And I am so for it, because digital content creation is a beautiful space. However, let's also have other avenues to also, you know.
Yes. And the last question that I have for you before we jump into a game and then we officially close off. I know my team is like, no, cut them. I'm enjoying this conversation. Okay. The last question I have for you, what can people expect just from your personal experience going into the next pink table? I don't know if there's going to be more pink tables. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. So we're trying to squeeze it out of you. You know?
I don't know anything.
What can
Do you
people
know
expect?
anything?
Should there be another one? Should there be another one? What can people expect just from your personal experience, and what can people expect from there?
I think
Great entertainment, I must say that.
A
I feel like we never
1000%.
really speak about that.
Great entertainment.
Yeah, we have
The
incredible-
lineup?
The lineup is so curated for us. It is women most of
Yes.
it's for women by women.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're gonna dance.
You're gonna
you're
dance.
gonna throw those heels aside.
That's always my favorite part. When I see heels off, and I'm like, those are my girls.
Yeah.
Those are my girls, because it shows that you're really comfortable. Yeah.
You also hype that up. You tell us to take our heels off.
No, and then when I've seen you many times, let's get into that.
Listen.
But it's always so fun though. It's always so fun. But also, like, I like seeing glamorous people let loose.
Yes.
Because you come in and you're like, you know, and everyone expects you to
have to
have
get your
your
picture
nose up,
first,
like, yeah.
and then-
Get the
Yes,
content in
and then,
first.
you know, so it's definitely the entertainment and then the glam, because we're taking pictures. I like that.
The refreshing drink, obviously.
A
The
refreshment.
food. I always like the food. I think I'm a foodie, so I always look
Yes.
forward to the food.
The food was really good.
Yeah.
The
I
food was
always
really
look
good at the
forward
pink
to the
table. I'll say
food.
that.
Yes,
And the
okay.
little surprises that we always have. Like now at the last pink table, there was that hitting thing. That
Oh, yes.
thing that we hit.
I forgot what it is.
The bonbon
Bonbon,
moment.
it was
Yes.
so
there's always like
cute.
these little surprises. So I
the
always look
personalized
forward.
glasses.
Yes,
Yeah.
I always look forward to what are we getting now.
It might
So-
not be the same thing,
Yes,
but knowing
yes.
brutal, there's gonna be something.
There's gonna be something. Yes,
Like
yes.
we get massages there, guys. So
Yes.
like there's gonna be something.
There's
the
gonna be
dancing.
something. I'm happy to take that, and perhaps we'll have the conversations with the brand managers. But for you, personal experiences, I love that. So we're gonna quickly play a game of pink table bingo.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question of who's more likely.
Between us
Between
two.
us.
Between you two. You spent enough time for me to ask you who is more likely to take pictures before they even sit. You know yourself.
Yeah, it's me, I think.
Okay. Who is most likely to disappear with someone's lip gloss that they had borrowed? Oh, yeah.
She literally just asked me for lip gloss now. So that's why I'm pointing at her.
She'd disappear with
Yeah.
it. Okay. Who's most likely to ask everyone to do a TikTok dance?
You are big on TikTok. You like TikTok.
Okay, yeah, maybe me.
Okay. And then the next one is, who is most likely to make friends at the pink table?
I'm not talking.
You're the talker. Oh, both of you. You've made friends at the pink table. Okay. And then the last one, who is the lychee sesh and who is the strawberry rouge and who is the
Ruby apple.
who is the ruby apple? Yes.
I
We're
said that
actually
because
always
that's
fight about
me.
it.
Oh, you're the ruby apple.
I don't play about ruby apple, guys. That's a goat flavor.
That's the goat
That's
flavor.
a goat flavor
not.
called.
It's
And she's
not.
lychee.
I was about to say you're lychee sesh.
I'm lychee.
Yeah.
I'm lychee.
You're
And
lychee
I
sick.
think lychee is the best flavor they've ever made.
Oh wow! Oh wow! And then it brings us to the end of our podcast conversation. But before we end off, we have something that we all love at the Brutal Fruit Spitzer Saturday brunches that we are probably going to carry over to the pink table, which is affirmations. And as we're doing affirmations, we have some flowers for you, ladies.
Gorgeous.
We specially bought these for you. Thank you for coming, firstly.
having us.
Yes, and I want each of you to look into the camera. They're so cute, right?
They're gorgeous.
Yes.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I want each of you to look into the camera and share affirmations. They don't have to be long. Affirmations to someone who's watching at home, who's inspired by you, inspired by your journey, and inspired to be a woman of your caliber. Because you're a woman of standard.
Woman of stature.
Yes, you just look into the camera and affirmations. You first.
Girl. I think I would definitely say, as a content creator and like we just spoke about with little girls, upcoming little girls who want to get into the digital space, start with what you have. Don't put pressure on yourself, be yourself. They always talk about finding a niche. I don't believe in finding a niche. Just pick and choose. Your road will lead you to where you're supposed to go. Just do everything. Have fun with it. Don't put pressure on yourself. And yeah, start with what you have.
Amazing. And you?
Say the same thing.
Yeah, but also it can be an affirmation to yourself. I am beautiful. I am this. I am a go-getter. And that is something someone else can repeat and recite in the mirror as well. So anything goes.
Okay, one thing I will say that I say to myself that is also very on brand is I belong. You belong there. You belong at those beautiful spaces, in those beautiful rooms. You belong in those lecture rooms, you belong in front of the camera. Just start, like Oyisa said, but you belong, you're worthy. You're worthy, and you have to tell yourself that every day. It really helps. You'll start believing it, even if you're faking it at the beginning. But you belong, girl.
Cheers, bestie. A big thank you to our guests for joining us today. What beautiful affirmations they have shared, and I hope you are journaling and affirming yourself in whatever space you are in and season you are in your life. I'd like to say you belong.